Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the IS-3A. It's a Tier 8 Soviet premium heavy. It's located on the west spawn of Westfield, and it's under the command of William Shakespeare. And I don't advise you to shake your beer at all. This is fizz. If you do that, it goes all over the place. Game on! 122mm main gun, firing standard APCR. It's actually capable of 390 alpha, 221mm pen with standard ammo, and with the heat rounds, it will go up to 270mm. It's an auto reloader. Yes, it's the Soviet version of a Progetto, but in fact, it works the other way around because, of course, this thing loads faster the fewer shells it actually has in it, rather than the other way around with the Progetto, which actually means that the more shells you actually have, the quicker it reloads. So yes, it's a shorter time to reload if you've got lots of shells, but this one is the other way around. Less shells, faster reload. Now you can see he's loaded the 3 shells ready to go, and there's his first target. It's a Patriot. Trying to get the engine bay. Oh, you can see there the turret was actually very strong. You can see the little dot kept changing for non-pin, but okay, he's lost sight of the Patriot, so he pulls back just momentarily. He's in a nice hull down position here, and of course the IS-3 doesn't really have very much good gun depression. Only 5 degrees actually, very, very low indeed. So using artificial gun depression, or actually going up a slope, does actually help. Okay, the Object 252U, that's basically the Defender, but in plain clothes. And now he's got 703 by his rear. Yep, fired that one in, and he is firing standard the heat rounds at the moment. Not standard ammo. Oh, that one hit the ground. That didn't work out so well. And now the Patriot's going to fire his 90mm at us. He's having difficulty keeping it on the target. That's better. And he's a one-shot now. In fact, I think our teammate's probably going to take him out, the 252. He's got a 122 as well, but he's got the flattened turret. Okay, he's decided to push on this corner. Yeah, bounces around from the KB4. And that's the Kreslowski version. And there's the 703 again. And ooh, blocked the shot. The Skoda took the round instead, and he's losing hit points. Mind you, if he does die, we will use his wreck as a cover. And here comes the 703 again. Now, notice how he's aiming for the cupolas on top of the turrets. Trying to get the weak spot. There's a sweet spot on the top of the turrets where the armor's fairly weak. And of course, there are cupolas on these Soviet tanks, but most of them are fairly small. Oh, that wasn't so good for the Skoda. He's gone down. He was taken out. And now we've got a contradictious around here. The double-barreled British. There you go. Oh, and we get hit by Barask. And the second shot from the Barask does actually pen. We ram him, punch a shell in, and he's gone. There's that Barask, who's now in reload. But look at these guys. They're now in a lot of trouble. The Kreslowski goes down. The 703 is a 2-shot. Now he's a 1-shot. We just need 1 shell, and our teammate gets the kill instead. The AMX CDA. So now we can devote all our attention to the pesky little Barask, who's blasting 105mm rounds at us. So, oh, he actually fired that round. That was a blind shot. Look, he's bounced again. The armor's fairly strong. It is, after all, basically an IS-3 by another name, and you can see that last shell actually hit the turret armor where it was actually quite strong. Turret armor at the front is 249mm of armor, which is probably why that 105mm round just couldn't get through from the Barask. Remember, the Barask is basically a Batchat 12-ton married to a EBR 105 turret. He was letting the reloads go through as he was firing. Oh, that one hit. He did get a hit on the Scorpion there. We're 3 up on the enemy at the moment. We've taken out most of the heavy tanks. In fact, we've taken out all the heavy tanks. They've only got mediums, tank destroyers, and light tanks left on the enemy team. And you can see the MX-CDA has gone quite a long way ahead. We've been spotted by the Barask again. And there's the FP207. Dial in on him. He's behind the house, so we can't get a shot on him. The CDA is going to get shotgunned, and he does. And there's the Barask. It was the Barask that actually hit the CDA. This FP207's gone down. Can we fire on? Well, that one went into the house, I think. And we've lost the CDA, and the Barask has gone into cover again, using the buildings. Now, if we go down here, we're more than likely going to get shot at by the Barask as he's reloading. He's almost reloaded. There's the Barask. He actually motored over here. He fired before he was fully ready and fully dialed in, but he gets the kill shot. So now he can actually change course, and he needs to go all the way to the corner. So it's a long drive, because it's over virtually the entire length of the map, but everyone is now heading in that direction. So if he wants any more kills, he's actually going to have to do it. He's got no choice. So at least he's reloading all of his shells in the meantime. So actually switched back to the APCR to save himself a lot of money. Yes, it's a lot of credits for the premium rounds, but when you're fighting heavies, you probably do need to use the premium rounds in a melee like that, as was happening up on the hill. And the enemy have only got one tank left. It's a Pershing. All the others have been killed. He takes out our Mars, which is also an auto reloader. In fact, it's the second version of the IS-3A, funnily enough. You notice that somebody tried to shoot at the top of our turret to get the weak spot, and the shell just careened through the weak armor right in the center. It was a standard armor penetrating round. I think that was the Barask, actually, so it won't be a armor piercing round. It'll be a standard APCR. There's the Pershing again, popping up to take a look at us. Hits the tracks, but doesn't stop us. And he's still trying to get us, but he's trying to get us while we're on the move, and he's having difficulty. And the T-69, well, unfortunately, he got one-shotted. But now we can go in at the Pershing directly. If he tries to run away, he's going to drive straight into another IS-3. Now we've got a clear shot. Oh, drop back below the ridgeline. Now we've got a clear shot. He does fire one at us, but now he's ram killed, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for William Shakespeare in the IS-3A. He managed to get a shell proof for blocking more damage exceeding the hit points of his own vehicle and surviving, and he also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, as well as a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. He also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7. And he also picked up a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemies or more. His win rate in that game, 5,825, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he did get the highest damage in that game, but sadly it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he missed out on getting the high caliber. He got 3,508 hit points of damage. The next highest was the Aslains Rex on the enemy team with 3,494. And in third place, we can see it was the Contradictious on the enemy team with 2,883. When it came to kills, he got the highest on that, but he shared it with the Pershing, the last enemy tank to die. They both had 4 kills apiece. The Aslains Rex managed 3 kills, so did the FP207. And when it came to base XP, he got the top on that as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns 1,317 base experience points went to William Shakespeare. Second highest was the Mars, who was killed off by the Pershing. He got 1,021. And they were the only two managed to get over 1,000 base. 821 going to the SMV CC67. He fired 18 rounds, but only 11 actually hit the target and 10 penetrated. He was having a bit of difficulty trying to get his reticule on some of the targets like the Pershing and, of course, the Bourrasque. 3,508 hit points of damage, of which 384 were at more than 300 meters. Now, I think that 384 was in actual fact the Bourrasque. 10 hits received from the enemy, only 3 of which actually penetrated, 7 non-penetrations, and 2,120 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 537 hit points of spotting assist in the game. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a profit of 9,816 credits. And again, I think because he was using a lot of heat ammo, his ammunition costs are quite high. But then he did earn a fair amount in battle from those 11 shots that actually did hit, or rather the 10 that penetrated. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement and 5,356 experience points as well on a ×4 day, and picked up a huge amount of free experience. So, a good game for William Shakespeare. I don't advise you to shake your beer. Yes, as I said, it does go all over the place and it gets quite sticky. But much better if it's inside you rather than outside you. But it's a good play on the name, actually. So, very funny. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. And thank you for watching.